This strategy will turn you into a consistent trader. Let's go. Hey traders, welcome back. Just before we begin, make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content. Alright guys, so the only strategy that you will need in order to stay consistent in the stock market whilst day trading. So let's just start with this. Alright guys, so this thing happens pretty much every time there is a excessive gap to the downside. So this system, I'm gonna show you guys, works pretty much 8% of the time. Okay, so what the criteria is you need to see a big gap down. Okay, from previous day close, as you can see, this is AMD. Okay, this is an example on AMD stock this morning, and as you can see, the stock gap down more than 2 points. Okay, in pre-market, and as soon as the bell rang, okay, I can get rid of this pre-market so I can show you guys. As soon as the bell rang, look at the size of this green bar, guys. Okay, this indicates severe buying pressure. Okay, and this is what you want to look out for, buying these lows pretty much. And this thing also filled yesterday's gap, as you can see here. Okay, perfect example. Pretty much every single stock this morning did similar thing. Okay, on our watch list. We're gonna start with AMD. So what you guys want to look for, like I said, is you need to see a stock. All right, depending on the price range of the stock, you need to see an excessive gap down. So let's talk about some logical stuff here. People who are short here last night, overnight, swing traders. What would you typically do if you was short AMD and this morning this thing opened 3 points lower? You're gonna cover up, you're gonna take profit. And this is the imbalance we see in the stock market. Okay, and newbies are gonna try and short this. Okay, they have no clue. Okay, that this is gonna get brought up 80% of the time. Okay, that's in your favor. 80% of the time is huge, guys. Okay, and the smart traders obviously want to use that imbalance in their favor and go long in the market. Buying the weakness is typically, like I said, 80% of the time it happens. It's beautiful, guys. Okay, you want to be buying this weakness in this area, and you can see almost gap filled and then we faded. Okay, this is just an example on AMD. So look at the excessive gap. Like I said, you don't want to be short in this. In fact, you want to switch long. But in order to switch long, you need price action to confirm it. And there we have it. This is the 3-minute time frame, and you got this big green bar indicating a lot of buying pressure, guys. Okay, this is your indication to go long, all right, and start scaling out towards this area pretty much. Okay, you don't want to be holding trades into the closing price, because typically most of the time they will hit this. See these little dots here? This is yesterday's closing price, and most likely it will reverse from there. Not all the time, but most of the time. So you don't want to be buying stuff or selling it around this area. This is just an example of AMD. Let's have a look at the other stuff. Same thing on MU this morning. Okay, this is another stock, Micron. Look at the size of the gap, 48, 47.90 yesterday's close. Today we opened at 46, a point lower, guys. Who in their right mind is going to be short in this stock? And also, this thing found support here, believe it or not. So isn't that a coincidence too? Okay, it's a great idea to be buying the weakness here, guys. You're going to most of the time get this nice little bounce here. Okay, as you can see, it bounced at precisely at the 20 moving average. Okay, just ignore this for now, but we're talking about buying the weakness on excessive gap downs. Okay, let's carry on. Let's look at the other stuff. JD. All right, look at the size of the gap, 78.50 yesterday's closing price. Today we opened at 76.70. It was almost 2 points gap down, guys. Who in their right mind is going to be shorting this? All right, institutional banks are the smart players, and they're buying this up, and this is why you get this bounce. The rookie traders are shorting this and getting absolutely crushed. Okay, and you can see, no coincidence, this thing almost gap filled 2 days ago's gap. Okay, JD, let's move on. CCL. Alright, let's have a look at this thing. Yesterday's closing price 15 roughly, right? Open up today at 14.25. You got to know your stock's ranges also, guys. Okay, this is not just about the size of the gap, it's about how much the stock trades on a daily basis and has range. And for me, I know that CCL, this is an excessive gap down of a point. Okay, this is a big gap down for a stock that doesn't trade a lot of range. Okay, a big gap down. Okay, so you know, there's your indication to go along the first 3-minute buy, because there's a lot of strength in this in the open, at the open. As you can see, this thing throughout the day traded pretty much sideways, and then we got this big squeeze, gap filled. Okay, same thing as all the other stuff. Right, let's look at the other stuff. NCLH is the other cruise liner, same thing, guys. All right, 1730. Yesterday's close, today open at 1630. A point gap down, guys. You want to be buying this. Okay, same chart like CCL, same thing. I'm just going through all the sectors. RCL, another excessive gap. Look at this, 65.56, open today at 63, 2-point gap. Can you see this? Same thing. And look what happens when it touched yesterday's closing price. All right, also there's a big reaction and a rejection. Not all the time, but most of the time this also happens. But ignore this. Let's carry on. United Airlines. This is the airline sector, guys. 35.16 yesterday's gap, closing price. Today we open at 33, almost 2-point gap down, guys. Who in the right mind is going to be shorting this? Okay, there we have it. Wait for the indication, and look what's happened. We filled the gap. Like I said, not all the time this is going to act as a resistance to closing price. You can see this blew through it, but only because there was intraday news on it. Okay, the airlines had some news about a relief package, and as you can see, guys, this thing just blew past. And then it came down. Okay, let's have a look at the other airline stuff. LUV, right? Isn't that the same chart as UAL? Right, these move in correlation, guys. 37.90 yesterday's closing price. Today we opened at 36.20, almost 2 points. All right, there's your power indication. And what happens? Fill the gap. DAL. Let's have a look at the other one. Same chart, same stuff. Okay, let's have a look at BA. Boeing. Alright, same chart. Massive gap. 167. 6-point gap down, guys. This was down almost 5%. About 3 to 4%. Found support here of these intraday levels. As you can see, also lined up. Alright, you can be buying this weakness here on the dips all day, every day, guys. Okay, Boeing. What else was there? There's so many stocks, guys, did the same thing. Nvidia, let's have a look at the blue chip stocks. All right, same thing. Look at the size of the gaps. 544 open up 5 to almost 30-point gap. There's your first indication to go long. Look at this thing, squeezed, huge. Then it fades. You don't care about this, you care about this side of the move. Okay, isn't that coincidence? Found support here. All right, let's carry on. Netflix. All right, same thing. Look at the size of the gap down, guys. Look at the bounce. All right, easy money. Barber. Look at the gap. 288 open today at 286. It's a 3-point almost gap down. It just gets brought up. All right, these are the blue chip stocks. These are the more expensive stuff. Obviously, some of you guys might not be trading this. You might be trading mid cap stocks or large cap stock. It depends. Whatever you're trading, make sure it has liquidity. Another one today, I remember RKT. This was great also. Look at the size of the gap, 22, almost a 1.5 gap down. Found support also in this area at the 200 moving average, this red line, guys. And look at this power bar, beautiful little long. Okay, and the other one was NKLA, Nikola. I mean, this thing's been beaten down in the daily, on the daily chart so much. And look at this thing, guys. All right, 24, 2-point gap down this morning. Look at the strength coming in. And look at this huge range, guys. You could have made multiple points on this stock. Okay, this thing happens 80% of the time on excessive gap down. So make sure you find this and follow this through. Okay, go and study your own charts and have a look at this. Okay, this is a beautiful system you can use to profit 80% of the time or more. Okay, you need to be very disciplined and patient for the setup. Okay, guys. So that's gonna be pretty much it. Nice little short video of a system and a strategy that I use myself in 2020, and this is the way to stay consistent, guys. Okay, there is multiple other strategies that I also trade. You can find more about them. I'm gonna leave some links in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, again, make sure to like, share and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. But for now, we're gonna end it. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.